In a study conducted in 2001 by Health and Human Services, it found that some children are abused more than once during a 6-month period once returned to the home due to caseworkers' loads being too heavy and not having enough time to spend with them. Before the adoption process was started for my daughters, our social worker had such a large caseload it took over a year for her to start the process of their adoption. So, social workers are an important asset to our communities. With low wages causing turnover to be high, those in the field are given heavier caseloads, which causes families in their caseloads to suffer. Today I'm hoping that I can get more people to call for an action on mandatory pay raises for all current and future social workers by telling you the average salaries, the reasons for the lack of social workers, and the physical health ramifications on current social workers when burnout happens because of the lack of workers in the field and because of low pay. Let's start by discussing the salary ranges for social workers. Social workers' salaries are low compared to the amount of work that they are required. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the median wage for a social worker is $44,200 annually. The lower 10% of social workers get paid less than $28,000 annually. You may think that $44,200 is a lot of money, but for the amount of work that they do, it is not. They also are required or contracted to work about 37 hours a week, but in actuality, they're working 50 hours. Now that we've discussed the salary ranges, I will discuss the lack of social workers. We have a lack of social workers for many reasons. One reason for this is because of high caseloads. High caseloads among social workers is due in part to high turnover. 34% of social workers quit because of low pay and high caseloads. If we raise the pay for social workers, more of them will be likely to stay within this field, which in turn will lower the amount of turnover and again will lower the amount of their caseloads. Many people rely on social workers in order to survive. In an article printed in the Washington Post, a gentleman who had just been released from prison got help finding a job and a safe place to live from his social worker. Another way social workers help people is when a crisis happens. For example, one social worker in Louisiana talks about helping people get food assistance and housing assistance by processing applications and referring those who do not qualify to other agencies within the community. Now that we have learned a little bit about what causes the lack of social workers, I want to discuss burnout and the health ramifications to current social workers. Many social workers face burnout because of low pay and because of high caseloads. This causes health issues to arise. According to the Merriam Dictionary, burnout is a condition of someone who has become physically and emotionally tired after doing a difficult job for a long time. In an article published in the journal Social Work, they found that burnout in social worker causes an increased risk in their physical health. Some of the health issues that arise are depression, sleep disturbances, cardiovascular diseases, headaches, and more frequent common colds. These illnesses in social workers can be prevented if they had a better work environment and lower caseloads, and this could happen if we have higher wages for them. Raising wages helps office morale, which in turn will help prevent turnover, which then in turn lowers their caseloads, which makes for happier social workers that are able to spend time with their families and their caseloads and lowers the amount of burnout that's happening. In conclusion, you have learned the salary for social workers, the reason why we have a lack of social workers, and the health ramifications of burnout caused by lower wages and lack of workers in the field. I hope that after today, you can agree that we need to call for action on mandatory pay increases for future and current social workers.